Hello, everyone. Luke of Light here again, and I look worse than I actually thought I would on this camera. Not gonna lie. But anyways, we're on to RWBY episode 11, and you can see my cat in the background doing the things that cats do. So we have 2 more episodes after this. I'm assuming the next 2 are just going to be the big finish or whatever, if they're doing what they did with, or similar to what they did with Volume 5, and that the final episode of Volume 5 was more of, I don't know, it didn't feel the same as Volume 4's end, where, like, I guess the final fight was all clunged into one. Doom Fletcher with all the build-up being in episodes 10 and 11, but I suppose we shall see. But anyways, we do know that RWBY and Co. are confronting a robot. Meanwhile, Adam appeared out of buttfuck nowhere because plots. Again, I can overlook the suddenness of that because they hinted at it a little bit in earlier episodes, but not enough to merit like him showing up here and now. Like I would have. Can you two not right now? I'm recording. Fucking cats. And so now I've lost track of thought. Fucking cats, I'm telling you. Blake, fucking cats. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, Blake and Adam having this confrontation, like this time it's actually meaning something as opposed to Volume 5 where it was just accidental bar and that's it. I mean, I can overlook the plot contrivedness, if that's the phrase I'm looking for, where it's almost an ass pull, really. Adam just showing up. I wouldn't have minded a couple of perspectives to get like more insight into Adam to help hype up both characters, so that way when we get into this fight, it's like, okay, you know, we've got a badass over here, and we've got, to appease the fans, another badass in the form of Blake, but Blake's just not a badass to me. Maybe this will change. Maybe this episode will change my perspective. Who the fuck knows? I had to avoid spoilers for a good while, but yeah. So anyways, let me just get this episode out the way so I can jump into fucking the Discord that I'm a part of that has all the spoilers. It's El Gigante.
You're joking, right? You want to fight this thing?
We've fought giant monsters before. This is just a tiny old lady.
A tiny old lady and a robot.
Very big robot.
Yeah.
You little spider roaches thought you could creep your way into Atlas.
Turn on.
Let's see how your resolve holds out against the might of the elite
There we go.
military.
The military. You're supposed to have a British accent? Or an English accent? I saw that in the preview.
So
I
be
think
it.
these next couple episodes I'll avoid the preview. Just see if I can get pleasantly surprised by something. Even though the previews don't spoil all that much. Dive! And there were people complaining about the fact that Weiss is basically an avatar now. Or she's an elementalist, so she's basically as good, if not better, than the maidens, because she can also summon, you know, Grim that she's killed before.
That was close.
We need to figure out how to stop Cordovan and protect the airship until we do.
Then let's give her more targets to focus on.
You mean us, don't you?
Look at that thing. It's not designed for small enemies. It's probably meant for giant
Which
grim that come in from deep
makes
waters.
Cordova seem kind of like an idiot then.
Size into an advantage.
Like, over-flexing,
Just have to be smart.
I guess.
Maria, can you keep the ship out of harm's way?
Well, they can take my driver's license, but I won't let them take this ship.
Very reassuring.
Okay.
I'll be more useful if I go with her. From up high, I can try to spot a weakness.
Well, he's not the only one who can grab a bird's eye view.
Ha!
You said you
Puns.
needed me on the ground? Not exactly.
Context. Context-wise, context. Lesbian shipper's going crazy now. I can hear him in the background. Oh, jeez, that look. Okay, that was an odd frame. That might have been my player, not the actual animation itself. Also, holy shit, fucking hairs. Oh, that was neat. Ah, fucking hell. Oh, that's neat. I like it. I dig it. Actually, what's funny is I just started playing Nier Automata, and this is making me think of that game. I think it's because of the way the giant robot looks. Oh, we got a shield barrier. A shield thing, yeah. Shield barrier, that works.
Atlas was the father of hard light dust. Or do lesser kingdoms simply lack proper education?
Whoa, what the hell? Hell, what else supposed to be?
Cordo just activated shields.
I saw that. We need to find whatever's generating it.
You know, in video games, the weak spot's usually on the back of the giant boss. Ruby just
I've been playing my Dark Souls. That is an accurate analysis. I am Bloodborne.
You are lower than us. What was that?
Until the shield's down, we're gonna have to get up close and personal with this.
Just go for the cockpit. Nope, empty-handed. I go for the cockpit. Glass. I mean, if you could stab into the metal, surely you could stab into the glass.
Wait, that's it. When she... Ruby, move!
I was gonna say, yeah, if you go for the arm as the things are opening, you might be able to take out the arm. Hey, was that 2D? Was that 2D? Okay, that was odd choice. Hey, see, yeah, Ruby, go for the thingy then. Is that a bunch of people just screaming? I'm wondering if they panic and if that attracts some Grim. That'll come into play. Actually, I don't know. That might be too much going on at one time for. Okay, why? No, Ruby, you... Oh, good save.
What if I hadn't caught you? I knew you would.
Oh my god. Ruby's like, I'm kinda gonna need a breather here for a second. That metal must not be very strong if he can just casually step into it.
Gotcha. What'd you find?
Oh, you found it.
Well, alright then.
I can see somebody doing like a Boondock Saint type thing. No, please don't. No, no, no! We've lost the shields!
You get back here with my man!
What the fuck? Okay, that's a line, I guess. You get back here with my man. Ship confirmed, honestly. I mean, it's been confirmed from Volume 4. You mad, bruh? Ooh, what the hell? Okay, I'm not sure if their auras are down or... My woman! My bee! My niece! My donkey!
This is what happens when you...
I mean, at least they're letting Cordovan put up a fight.
We gotta do something.
Got any weapons of your own on that thing? I'd imagine you would. I mean, Atlas Tech, I mean, everything should have weapons on it. You never know when you're going to run into some Grim. Alright, that's a bit much overkill to, you know, take out one 15-year-old girl. Okay, why would you only fire one? Why? Fire the whole load. All at once. And you won't have shit like that happen where apparently she caught it. I feel like Cordova's been around the block a while. Calavera. Cordova's like, weird flex, but okay. Here, have this back. Okay, well. Oh, and here we are with this. I assumed as such. Yeah, there's the possibility Maria could die, and I mean, her dying to Cordova wouldn't really sting, if you will. Because Cordova's definitely a one-off villain. Like, she's not in for the long haul.
Can you do anything besides run?
Can you do anything? Oh my god, I hate his voice so much. How can such a cool character have such a derpy voice? Not even a derpy voice, just I can't take him seriously. Oh, she dropped the coat. She's stripping. Ruby's gone sexual. Hey, she looks better without the coat, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, even with the skin showing, yeah, I know, fan service, but no, she actually looks better without the coat. Also, I'm liking it so far.
I wouldn't have to be doing this if you just behaved.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Ooh, headshot.
But you're selfish.
Now I'm trying for Yang to show up.
You're a coward.
You're delusional.
Oh, hi, Scar. Oh, oh. Okay, okay, that caught me off guard. Damn. Okay, so her. Oh, face reveal. What do we got?
People hurt me long before we met.
What do we got?
All sorts of people in all sorts of ways. But no one hurt me quite like you.
Huh. Whoa.
You didn't leave scars.
SDC. Schnee Dust Company. Okay. Also, his eyes, man. Oh, that is some serious blue he's got going on there. Okay, I mean, a lot of people had some predictions, so this isn't surprising to me. I mean, it's, I guess, a nice touch, if unexpected, but again, those eyes, man. Good grief, those eyes are blue as shit.
You just left me alone.
Well, maybe you should leave her alone, dude. I mean,
So, tell me,
I'll come to her defense here and saying that you're the
how
one
does it
constantly
feel
chasing her.
to be alone.
You'd left her alone, you know. Should be all right. You already fooled me once. Oh yeah, I was gonna say you already fooled me once with Wise. You're not getting me a second time, Ruby. But how did Adam not hear that coming though? Oh god! Oh my god, that was good. Also, shit, we lost the mic. Also, that music. What? Why? You. Dramatic you. Okay, they're.
Yang, it's okay. Catch your breath for a second. I could hold him off.
Okay.
She's right, Blake. It's okay. We have unfinished business.
Weird pose, but yeah. Okay, I'm now. You have my attention. Even, I mean, I knew it was gonna be Yang showing up. All right, what do we got? Oh, that was neat. Oh, that wow. I'm digging this fighting animation, even though I do not care for half of these characters in this fight. Oh, what is with the shadow clones? That's...
His semblance is like yours. He absorbs energy through his sword, stores it up, and then sends it back when he's ready.
He gets to dish out damage without having to feel it? That's just cheap.
Yeah, that begs the question, though. Is it his sword specifically, or can it be anything? Like, does he have to channel it into an object? I mean, if you disarm him, then he's nothing. Tag team time? Whoa! Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't her robot arm not have aura?
Leave us alone.
Well, never mind.
This is your last chance.
Oh man, his actual... they actually animated an eye over there that's blind and shit.
Do you really believe that? Or are you just trying to scare me away so you won't have to die trying to protect her?
She's not protecting me, Adam. And I'm not protecting her. We're protecting each other.
Okay, you kind of contradicted yourself there, Blake. Okay, that line, even by Ruby standards, that line was terrible. Episode, on the other hand, was good. Barring that last line, this was good. I like this. Cordovan, again, I'm not too big on her as a character. I did like the voice acting where they had it, it sounded like it was coming from a megaphone. I did like that touch. That it felt nice. The fight with her also feels convincingly, I won't say realistic, considering we're in a fantasy setting, but it felt like they were struggling. It's not like, okay, we're all small objects. We can run around. We can, hit her in blind spots, But she was still managing to hold her own against them. For what that's worth. I mean, it depends on what's going to happen next time. Like, I don't know, maybe Maria tells Oscar to get out of the thing. I'm going to ram the ship into the robot. Maybe that'll damage it enough, or something like that. Maybe along those lines. Not really a whole lot to say about that fight, other than it was good. It's a filler fight. Admittedly, it's not like, barring Maria possibly dying, I don't see anything else coming of it other than, oh, hey, we defeated the general and the giant robot. Yay, we can go to Atlas now. The Blake and Yang and Adam fight, on the other hand, well, I predicted, I kind of saw a lot of it coming, especially, the two parts that I didn't see coming was exactly the nature of Adam's scar, the SDC thing, which, I don't know, I feel like they could have done something different, but it's good enough. It works. And then Gamble's Shard, I think that's the name of Blake's weapon, getting broken. That surprised me. So I'm wondering either she gets it fixed or she gets a new weapon. I'm assuming she's just going to get it fixed because I don't understand why she would need a new weapon. Especially considering it would change up her style or what have you. But on the other hand, I could also see her getting it upgraded, add some new perks to it. Or even if they somehow beat Adam, take his weapon and you start using it. Or have Adam die. What if Cinder kills Adam? That'd be a thing. Although she wouldn't really have a reason to, nor would Neo, because I don't even think Neo and Adam interacted a single time. I don't even think they've shared a scene before. But yeah, I mean, Yang confronting Adam after all this time, it's like that's something that needed to happen. And then Adam versus Blake was a pretty solid fight. Again, though, because of Volume 5, it doesn't have the holy shit moment that it should have, because in Volume 5, a lot of characters just got gimped, not ruined, but they got gimped. They got made to look just, like what even was Volume 5 when it came to Adam, because he looked like a moron. He looked like an idiot. And there were some people that were arguing when I made the case of okay, so they're making him a badass again, even though in Volume 5, their argument was, well, he was unstable. He wasn't thinking clearly. Everything was going out the window. I'm like, well, by this point, he should be especially crazy because he had the seat of power, but now that seat of power doesn't mean shit because he still got beat. So he should be even more over the edge now than he was than he was in that moment. Which clearly he is, because he's obsessed with just hunting down Blake and either making her submit to him again or whatever stalkery shit he's got planned. Which, I mean, at this point, too, he just wants to kill her. But, I don't know, just the writing with Adam's been all over the place. I hope this is the last we see of him, even though I like the design of his character and I like the art style that the animators can do with it, because that's some gorgeous looking shit. But his character's just too... I'm not even saying too far gone in terms of the story. It's just too far gone to fix the fucker. It's just, I'm sorry. If you disagree with me, that's totally fine, okay? If you like Adam, cool. I'm not telling you what to like or what not to like, but just as a villain, he just does not work for me anymore. He just does not do it for me. He looks cool. Sure, the eye thing was neat, but otherwise his character and his voice acting, I'm sorry, the voice acting is bad on Adam. It's always been bad with Adam. Raven, I can make some exceptions with, even though I consider her, which would be one of the worst as well. But there are times where her talking is at least bearable. The remaining voice actors, Aaron Air's never really done it for me. She's always sound very monotone, which made the line she had in episode 6 where she's like, "This is fun." It made it unintentionally funny just because of how flat of a delivery she has. And if you like Air's voice acting again, cool. I'm not telling you what to like or what not to like. This is my opinion. But yeah, with them having only 2 more episodes left, I can safely say that we'll have the Cordovan fight wrapped up by within maybe the first 5 minutes of the next episode, if not by the end of it. The Yang, Blake, Adam thing, I don't know. Maybe Neo and Cinder pop up there, which would be interesting. Although there was somebody saying that like Cinder and Neo are like months behind everything. So like what we're seeing with Cinder and Neo as the story was unfolding was happening in the current time, whereas with Ruby and them, that's in the past. Or I don't know how they do timelines in this fucking show, because what even is a timeline in the show? Because they answered the question of why don't we have exact timelines? Oh, it creates plot holes. Which I'm sorry, that's another load of bullshit. That is not how you create plot holes. Or having a timeline with concise events doesn't create plot holes. It just limits you to where you can have people doing things. So it restricts you, and it makes you have to think a bit more critically about where you line events up and where characters are. Whereas if you don't have a timeline that's concise and organized and whatnot, you're gonna have characters all over the place. You're gonna have like basically what amounted to in Game of Thrones season 7, where characters were just all over the fucking place within like minutes, as opposed to like in season 1 where like Ned can go to King's Landing. That was a month's journey, whereas in season 7 you have a guy run to a place, he gets a bird to go to the place he came to, or to a place further south, and then that bird delivers to a leader, and that leader flies all the way to where the bird flew and all the way to where the guy ran from, and all that was in the span of like 2 days. And it's just like, no, I can't suspend my disbelief with that. So yeah, but anyways, I'm rambling at this point. But this next episode I think is going to be the make or break deal for me in terms of the volume overall, because this is feeling a lot like Volume 1, and to an extent Volume 2. Oh, no, not really Volume 2. Volume 2 had its mini arcs, but each of the mini arcs tied into the main arc at the end, even though the conclusion to Volume 2 was fucking BS. Team Coffee was overpowered as shit in that, but overall, I did enjoy Volume 2. Same with Volume 3. It had a bunch of mini arcs that tied into the main arc. Volume 1 was a bunch of tiny arcs that didn't really fit together, except for the first 8 episodes. All that fit together. Everything after kind of felt either like its own individual thing, or it was somewhat filler. Like that final arc with Roman was kind of filler, honestly. It was just meant to explore Blake a little bit, but otherwise you get that same information and then some in Volume 2. This one, it feels a lot like Volume 1 in that it's a bunch of mini arcs that don't really tie in together as they would in like Volumes 2 and 3. I'm not going to bring up 4 or 5, because 4 and 5 were a bunch of winding storylines that were spread across an entire thing that eventually converged together in the end, and that is in the end at Volume 5. This one, they have the whole bits where they're on the train, and then they end up in the farmstead where they encounter the whatchamacallits, and then you have them figuring out a plan to get out of Atlas, which the overall plot of this volume has been, we need to get to Atlas. But you also have other mini arcs in between, like the backstory of Ozpin and Salem, the 2 gods, again, the little village where they just kind of told its own little individual story, but it also related to the characters being unsure of what to do, and then it made them question if that apathy they were feeling, literally the apathy they were feeling, was because of the Grimm, or because they genuinely just didn't believe in the cause they were fighting for anymore, because Ozpin didn't really have a plan to begin with. So it's a bunch of like good mini arcs that are loosely related because they're all tied to the main plot via a single strand of the fact that in order to get to this mini plot, we had to get from the other mini plot to this mini plot, which that first mini plot is tied to the main plot only because it's the point A to get to our point B, which point B in this case would be Atlas, and point A would be point B would be Argus, point C would be Atlas, because Atlas would be the main goal, and then point A would have been that town they started off in. I forget the name of it, wherever that train station was. So overall, I like the episode. Don't have too many complaints. Again, that last line by Blake was just no. I've said Ruby's had not voice acting problems. I mean, it's got some, but not the worst. But it's got some dialogue issues. It's always had dialogue issues. I've never been a fan of Ruby's dialogue. like every now and again they'll get a good or two funny ones, like Nora shouting "Get away" or "Give me back my man" or something like that. Which even that was kind of more of a chuckle, really. Like if I watched it again, I probably wouldn't laugh at it. I'd probably smirk or something like yeah, I remember that. But yeah, like I'm not protecting her, she's not protecting me, we're protecting each other. Like that's what. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing some context as to what that's supposed to imply. Because it's contradicting itself. Because it's like, okay, you're not protecting her, I'm not protecting her, she's not protecting me. Like we don't need protecting or something like that. Saying like we're not scared of you. With the don't directly say that because we have each other, but let it be implied. Well, I just know the fucking irony here that because last week it was Weiss and Ruby, and then this week, yeah, that was unintentional on my part. And no, I am not a Bumblebee shipper. I do not ship anyone with anyone. The only ship I even consider giving any legitimacy to is the one that's been confirmed, and that's Ren and Nora. But the unintentional shit that I've done here. Now people are gonna take me out of context. Like, look, Luca is secretly a shipper. He's dog whistling to the Bumblebee shippers by wearing that hat in the manner that he is. Which even though I don't know if I've been fully consistent with it, but I try to flip it each one. So like next week it'll be Weiss and Ruby, and then for the finale it'll probably be the way you see it right now, and unless I put on a different hat completely. Which the only other Ruby hat I have that's like this is the Yang hat I have, which I don't know. I could throw that one on, or I could just throw on this one here, my Miami Ink one that I normally wear during Girl Does Rant streams. But anyway, folks, this has been my reaction / semi review, almost a recap actually. So yeah, I kind of got like 3 things done at once. So again, I like the fight with Cordovin. It was everybody kind of did their besides Oscar, everybody pretty much did their part. Sexy Crow actively moving again. The fight between Adam, Blake, and Yang was for the most part good, even though I don't care for Blake and I despise Adam, and not because he's a villain. You're supposed to. No, I want him gone. Like I wish Volume 5 would have been the end of him, or if we could have at least had like a long ass break from him. But if they wrap up his storyline, they get it out the way, and we can move on or not necessarily move on from the White Fang storyline, but focus more on the fauna suppression and less on the terrorist group, which honestly is who even is in charge of that group anymore? Because Adam killed all the other leaders that were in Mistral. I'll save that for like a finale recap or something where I could just throw out the ideas and That way, if something gets concluded that I talk about here, then it's like what I just said is pointless. But anyway, folks, have a look up lights. This has been my reaction to episode 11, The Lady in the Shoe, and I shall see you all next week, or possibly later on this week, if I decide to do a discussion or not. Which I mean, 2 of the people that I normally do these with are like, they're like, I'll watch it when I watch it, but otherwise these discussions, they're not going to be a part of it. But then again, there's not really a whole lot to discuss in this other than Adam's thing, and other than Adam's thing, there's not really a whole lot to talk about because this was mostly just action oriented. Like the plot didn't really get advanced, which it didn't need to. But anyways, I'm rambling. I've been Luke of Light, and this has been my reaction to RWBY Volume 6, Episode 11, The Lady in the Shoe, and I shall see you all next week.